Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious brioche donuts. We are going to start with our dough ingredients and then our ingredients for our vanilla custard. We are going to split the custard up into a few different flavors. We're going to start with our warm milk, adding the sugar and yeast. We're going to let that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes for the yeast to expand. Then we're going to mix our dry ingredients together, our all-purpose flour, our salt, and our sugar. And using the dough hook on our KitchenAid, we're going to add our dry ingredients into the bowl. And then we're going to add in our milk and yeast mixture into our dry ingredients. And we're just going to mix for about 30 seconds and then adding our egg, one egg at a time. Mix the egg really well before adding our next egg and make sure the eggs are at room temperature. Once the dough starts to form a ball, we can now start adding our softened butter, 1 tablespoon at a time. After mixing for about 8 to 10 minutes, the dough will become nice and smooth. We are going to spray down our bowl with oil spray, and we're going to let the dough rest and rise in the fridge covered in saran wrap overnight. So while our dough is resting in the fridge, we can make our custard. We're going to warm up our milk just before it comes to a boil, and in a separate bowl we're going to whisk our sugar and our cornstarch together until there are no lumps of cornstarch left. And then we're going to add our egg yolks to our sugar and cornstarch, and we're just going to whisk that all in until the egg yolks are incorporated into our sugar. We're going to add a little bit of our warm milk to our egg yolks, and we're going to whisk that until the egg yolks are tempered, and then we can pour that egg yolk mixture into the rest of our milk. Once all the milk is incorporated into our egg yolks, we're going to put it in a saucepan and bring it to a boil, and then when it starts to thicken, we can add our butter. So I decided to make a brown sugar syrup, Nutella, and a matcha flavored custard. We're going to put all of our custards into piping bags to pipe them into our donut. With the brown sugar syrup, we're going to take a bit of our syrup, and then we're going to place some custard, and we're just going to alternate the two until we get all of our custard into the piping bag. Once our dough has risen, we can now roll it onto some parchment paper and roll it out about 1/2 inch thick. We can now cut the dough with a round cookie cutter and then letting it rest on some parchment paper again for about another 15 minutes. So while waiting for the dough to rise, we can make a quick glaze. So if you don't want the custard filled donuts, you can make a quick glaze with just some powdered sugar, some cream, and vanilla. We're going to heat up some oil, and when there are bubbles coming from the wooden spoon, then your oil is hot enough for the donuts. We're going to start off with a few pieces, just so we have enough room to flip the donuts. So we're going to cook the donuts for about 3 to 4 minutes, flipping them every 30 seconds. We flip them just so that they don't overcook and turn dark. Once they've reached this golden brown color, let them rest on a wire rack before filling them and covering them with sugar. We're going to use a Wilton filling tip to fill our donuts with the custard. Once all of our donuts are filled with their custard, then we can start rolling them in some sugar. And there you have it. You can now make these delicious donuts at home. Thank you for watching. Until next time.